Good afternoon. I'm David Bone, and today we'll be discussing VTEC, Honda's variable valve timing system. To understand why VTEC was first conceived, we must take a look at Honda's country of origin, Japan. In Japan, cars are taxed differently based on the size of their engines. A larger engine will require the car to have more taxes paid on it, where a car with a smaller engine will have less taxes paid on it. This has led Japanese automakers to come up with innovative ways to make small engines more efficient and more powerful. Today we're going to be discussing Honda's contribution, VTEC. VTEC was first introduced in 1989, and we're going to be looking at some of the vocabulary and components of an engine necessary to understand VTEC. First, RPM. This it means revolutions per minute, or engine speed. Next we'll look at the pistons, which are these cylindrical pieces of metal. These move up and down in the engine and creates power. Moving up from there we have the valves. Valves will open and close to let in air and fuel mix. Close so compression and combustion can happen, and will then open to let exhaust gases out. Then they will repeat the cycle. Rocker arms are just above those. The sole purpose of rocker arms is to connect the camshaft to the valves. And our focus today will be on the camshaft, which are these tubes which will open and close the valves. These cams have lobes, which are these Easter egg shaped pieces, which is what will trigger the rocker arms. A cam can either have large lobes or small lobes. A larger lobe cam will create more power, but will not perform as well in low RPM and will get worse fuel mileage. Whereas a smaller cam will get much better fuel mileage, but will not make nearly as much power. This was the problem Honda faced in the late 80s. Their solution? VTEC. They made a cam with two lobe shapes, so that under normal operation, the small lobe would operate the rocker arms and the valves so that the engine could achieve maximum efficiency. And then, once a certain RPM happened, a rod would be pushed through where the middle rocker arm would be the one operating the valves. And this middle rocker arm was ran off of a large cam lobe. This large cam lobe allowed for the maximum power to be made from this engine. So, in closing, I encourage you not to buy a car based on its looks or just because it is a certain brand, but because of the engineering it achieves and the innovation it possesses. I challenge you to buy a car that pushes the envelope, that is efficient for the future. Because if these technologies do not sell well, they will not continue to be produced and cars will not continue to advance. So, whether it is buying a Honda because of the VTEC system, buying a Nissan because of the new variable compression ratio, or buying a Ford because of their new aluminum bodies, buy a vehicle based on what it means for the future. Thank you.